What's up, everybody? You know what time it is. It's another episode of the U.S. Roundtable with your boy, comedian Trip J. And I got my boy, Petey G. What's up, Petey?
What's going on, Trip? How are you? What's good?
I'm good.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Good. I was cool. It was quick, relaxing, rainy.
All right.
And we got Travesty Ya Majesty. What's up, Trav?
Oh, yo, what's up, everybody? What's up?
And last but not least, our special guest for the evening is near and dear to my heart, my buddy, my ace boom coon, my Negro, my nerd, my jelly preserve. Y'all may have seen her on Def Jam, Comic View, Tiffany Haddish's We Ready? Or
They Ready.
They ready.
Somebody ready?
Two
On Netflix. Y'all put your hands together for the one and only, my queen of comedy, Barbara Carlyle.
Ooh, y'all ain't even got sound effects. That's terrible.
That's all right. We low budget. Look,
I'm like Richard Pryor. Why'd you have to introduce me first, sissy? You remember that?
Yep. How you doing today, Barbara?
I am doing fine. It is cold here. All of a sudden, a big cold front came through. We had a lot of rain, a lot of thunder, and it's going to cool down. And tomorrow is supposed to be like very cold. So I ain't feeling that, because I'm used to warm weather, just walking around, just, almost naked. So.
Where are you living?
Huh?
Where you live?
Georgia.
Oh, okay. Well, it ain't cold here. It's 50 degrees.
50 degrees is cold to somebody from Georgia.
And it was 65 earlier. It was almost 70 degrees today.
So you're in New York?
No, I'm living in Georgia too.
And where about in Georgia?
I'm in Roswell, right up on the border of Roswell and
Los Angeles. Usually y'all are colder than us, so I don't know what happened. Maybe you read it wrong. Maybe you dyslexic. You saw the temperature backward. Something.
Well,
can't see past those shirts.
If it makes you both feel better, it's going to be 33 degrees up here tonight. So.
And where's up here?
It's right in New York City.
Now, that's
Lord!
Cold.
Oh, yeah, that is cold. That's freezing. Cold. I used to live in New York for like 10 years. I got enough of that. I had to come back.
50 degrees, Miss Barbara.
50 degrees is cold.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You got on a mock turtleneck and you're going to say this. Whatever it is. What is that?
It's just when Sears was in business, I had bought this there.
When Sears was in business.
So I had at least a few years.
The magazine or the store?
The actual store.
Okay, all right, because you could have got that out the magazine. I don't think they make that shirt no more. It's all right. He's scared to put the ones on the wall on.
Nah, that's for, those
that's for what?
Souvenirs.
They dry it out. You ain't got a dryer. You wash them by hand and just hang them up. That is crazy. Boy, nobody taught you how to decorate. They said just throw up some old, just put up some, what do you call these things? What you call those? Jerseys, yeah. That's crazy. T-shirt here, jersey there, T-shirt here, jersey there. No lamp. You don't see no lamp, no hot plate, no nothing.
That's his man cave. That's the man cave right there.
That ain't no cave. That's just a hole. That's a sooty pipe. You know what a sooty pipe is, right, Trip J?
What?
Yeah. That's a sooty pipe.
A sooty pipe?
Yeah, like the thing under the highway where the water run through.
Oh.
You never heard of a sooty pipe?
I don't know what that is.
Well, maybe it's called sewage pipe. I don't know.
A sewer pipe.
Okay, I know what that is.
Okay, well, down here in the country, we say sooty.
Sooty. From sewer to sooty. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Barbara, I've known you for 20 some odd years, but
yes,
our viewers and listeners may or may not know you. How long have you been in the comedy game?
October started my 46th year. So
wow,
46 years.
But I'm only 47.
All right.
Are we allowed to lie on here?
Absolutely. Lie on you want. Lie
whatever
you
this is.
Yeah, but I've been doing 46 years.
Really?
So yeah, long time to be telling lies. I'm a professional liar.
You're 29 forever.
Yes, yes, that's the magic number. I wrote a poem about that, about being 29.
Mhm.
Forever.
Not forever, but just being 29, So, but I've been out here doing and comedy has gone through so many different levels and so many different changes that, it's hard to keep abreast of, well, not these breasts, but keep abreast of everything that's going on.
Right.
I'm not feeling
internet.
the internet kind of, oh, you got to have all these followers kind of thing. And it doesn't have anything to do with me trying not to keep up with, how it is. It's just the fact that that's not comedy. You can't take 5 seconds of somebody acting out something and saying something and turn them into a comedian. I'll never go for that.
Would you, Barbara, would you say that's the biggest struggle right now with what you're dealing with in comedy?
Yes. The same promoters that you work with all your career, the ones that you help make famous, because they had to have good comics, great comics, to even have shows and get people to come to their shows. And now, they're doing the same thing that the people in the mainstream rooms used to do, make excuses about why they can't book you. As before it was like, oh, well, we can't book you in our room in the mainstream rooms because you do blue humor. But they book who they want to book. They book who they think is popular. Now you got promoters that you've worked with for a long time saying, oh, well, you need to get your social media up. No, I don't need to get my social media up. You get yours up. I can't bring the jokes and the people. What do I need you for? I mean, you are the promoter. That's what you're supposed to do. Promote. Just go ahead and admit you're an amateur motor. You are not a pro. So, and I'm not gonna fall for the okie doke. I'll sit on my behind before I'll let you tell me what I got to do to come do your room when I'm the one that's bringing the talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how they just put us on the back burner. And even so, even when they have like and Jay, this, when they have the comics that the social media performers, they still have to have seasoned comics on the show just to make the show go well, and it's so crazy. But when you love the game more than you love the money, you're going to stay in the game. And that's what I've been doing. I love the game a lot more than I love the money. I mean, the money comes in wonderfully, especially now, but it's just too much that they're just demanding of us. Even with the A-list comics, if you've noticed, they've started stacking so many different comedians on one show that it's crazy to think that you might have 6 and 7 A-list comics on the show. I mean, so what are they going to do? 10 minutes each?
Exactly.
I mean, it's crazy because everybody can't get up there and do 30 minutes because a show can't last 4 hours. A comedy show shouldn't last any longer than an hour and a half, maybe hour 45. And 2 is pushing it. Because by the time that last person comes on, it doesn't matter how funny you are. The people are tired.
Right.
So that's a lot of things that people are not looking at.
So let me ask you this: what's an ideal amount, and what do you see is the best way to actually do a show without this whole social media scenario?
Well, it depends on the venue. It depends on how many seats. It depends on how much they're charging, who else is on the show, what your position is. Now, if I'm headlining, a headliner gets the bulk of the money unless you have a host that's on the same level or you are higher. Of course, you expect them to get more money because their popularity is is far exceeds yours. But I with me just coming straight off of Netflix, I don't expect you to give me the same money you gave me before I did Netflix, because now I'm on a bigger platform. Because, you know, even with the A-list comics that we had, the breakout people from Comic View and Def Jam, you know, and they broke out who they wanted to break out. Those people just coming off of Def Jam and Comic View, some of them were already getting 5,000 plus. So it's nothing for me being in this business 46 years or more, asking, and I'm not even asking for an amount close to that right now, because I know, you know, what you know, how it is out here, how, you know, people were afraid to start going out, whatever. We still in this COVID kind of era, and it's so many people out here doing comedy. So it's hard to ask for what you're, but I'm not going to downgrade my talent anymore. I mean, I was my own worst enemy. Like I said, I loved the game more than I loved the money, and to my detriment, you know, because once you show people how to treat you, they continue to treat you that way. So it's not really totally their fault. It's mostly mine too. I didn't handle my business, and that's what I want. Comics like Jay and everybody else that's out here, if you know you got a price, stick to your price. You know, there might be times when you starve. Otherwise, they're gonna get you every time. Because I used to be the one that sat back and said, "Oh well, I'm not making $500. Let me go pick up this $500. Come on." Because it's not like it's a hard job. The hardest part was getting there, you know, because this was back during the time when we were driving everywhere and getting on Megabus and doing over there. Every once in a while, you get blessed enough to get an airline ticket, but I didn't, you know, flying was never that wonderful on my totem pole of travel. So, but now it's all about, you know, people say they don't know certain comics, but a lot of people do know more than the promoters try to pretend they know. You know what I'm saying? And they push who they want to push. As in any, because you know there been quite a few comics. You'd be like, how did? Wait a minute, you know. But it's
Yeah,
okay.
how did they get
Yeah,
where
how
they're
did
at?
you, yeah, I mean, but you got to think about, you don't know what they did to get to where they're going, but I ain't trying to do it, you know?
I feel you.
If my
And
talent,
I think women comics, especially Black women comics, get it harder.
yeah.
It's harder for you guys to get booked for weekends. You know, they'll give you guys one-nighters, but the weekend gigs, because I stalk, and when I tell you, Barbara, when I say I stalk, I mean every day I'm on the Improv website and I look at all the clubs and I look at all of the comics that they have coming, and every comedy club has maybe one, I mean, for 6 to 9 months, one or two Black female comics. And I'm
And
like,
the ones that they do have,
is it
they repeat the same ones
it's
over and over.
Adele Givens.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming back again. I saw Adele earlier this year. She'll be back earlier next year. And then who else? They got Miss Pat is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They got Miss Pat here in Arlington, but I don't see a lot. I always see one or two Black women, and I'm like, it's a lot of y'all that are funny. I talk to the manager and I'm like, what about so-and-so? Oh, I don't do the booking. They do the main booking out of Houston. I'm like, these people are funny. They will bring people, and I get frustrated, but I don't ever stop, because I drop your name, Steve Brown. Coco Brown was on the website, but then poof, she was gone. I'm like, because I was gonna go to see her so I could be like, hey, what's up, sis? You know, introduce myself, yada yada yada, see if I could do a guest spot. But I blinked and she was gone.
But the thing about it is, when you do get in, you're in most of the time. But it's just a matter of, you know, you try to talk to the people and say, hey, just give me an opportunity, give me an off night to come in and show you what I can do. Paper the room. you know, which is what they do most of the time anyway. They
Now
give out
explain
the
to
free
them.
passes.
I about to say, explain to
Yeah,
them what
they-
paper the room means.
When you paper the room, they give you the free passes, but you got to buy the 2 items.
Oh,
So-
that, okay. Yeah.
so they let everybody
usually-
in for free,
Yeah,
but
the
you gotta
majority
buy
of people.
2
They
items.
might
Buy
they
at least
might
2,
have
yeah,
a
so-
birthday special, say it's your birthday, bring 10 of your friends just to
Mhm.
fill up the room.
Right.
Because they know they're going to make the money off of the items because they got to buy 2 items regardless.
Mm.
So,
So it's still the
and then
same.
they'll have a specialty night, and that's more of the A-list comics, the ones that they assume everybody wants to see. You know, and then there are times when you might get in there and they paper the room and you do a great job and they still find an excuse to say, okay, well, we can't move you up to the next level yet because you still haven't repapered the room. Well, that was your choice. You didn't give me a chance. If you put the same kind of promotion behind me that you would put an A-lister, you probably would get people who would come out. But if you
Right.
just putting my name on the website and people are not going, because people will come up to me after a show and say, I didn't even know you were coming. You know, I didn't even know, you know, a lot of people don't know my name. They know my jokes.
Mhm.
A lot of
Oh,
people call me.
she's all over TikTok, baby. All
yeah.
over
Oh my
TikTok.
God. And it's not me doing it. That's the thing. My
And it's not
voice
even
is
you.
all
Wow.
over it. And they're going viral with it, you know.
Mhm.
A
Wow.
lot of people never knew Barbara Carlyle. They know that they used to call me Little Red Riding Hood. They used to call me Statue Nuts. They used to, and it was all my jokes, but they didn't associate my name with my jokes. They knew my voice and they
Mhm.
knew my face and they knew my eyes, but they didn't know my name.
Mm.
You know, so
Mhm.
it's
So, and you
something
feel-
being out
so
here.
you feel this is all because well, it's always been like that, right? I mean, even in not just in the comedic world, but in literally in Hollywood, mainstream, the whole thing, it's always
Yeah,
been
it's
a
always been that
male-dominated
way.
industry.
Right.
Not only male dominated, even when it comes to what they consider as a sex symbol
Mhm.
for Black women. They only gonna use a certain few. Everybody else is typecast. I mean, you have your Nia Longs and your Shania Lathams, and these are the ones that they gonna use all the time.
Over and over
You
and
know,
over.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know, nobody else can be sexy. But
Right.
so uh it's like we're pigeonholed into waiting until somebody, because it came to the conclusion that nobody wants you till everybody wants you.
Mhm.
And the only
And-
way everybody wants you is when somebody finally takes a look at you and they start putting you out there, just throwing you out there.
But
Other
it's
than
happening
that,
now, though, right? It's happening now. It's happening now with the TikTok.
I think it would have been, no, it's not me. See, what's happening is they are going back, getting the jokes from Comic View, getting the jokes from Def Jam.
Mhm.
And the mass of people who are on TikTok, a lot of them don't know comedy.
Mm.
It's very few people in our age category that's doing TikTok.
Right.
You know, most people are
Very
either
little.
on Facebook or Instagram, and there's very few on Instagram. Most are doing Facebook. So they're not really doing TikTok is the little thing where you just that instantaneous stuff or Snapchat or whatever. So when they're sitting there and they're pantomiming, you know,
Lip syncing.
lip
Yeah,
syncing
because I see that a
basically.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are coming on saying, oh, you're so funny. You're so funny. Oh, that is the funniest joke. And they're going back, redoing the sound on their own TikTok.
Mhm.
And down there at the bottom, if you look at the bottom, the circle is buffering, showing that this is the person they got the song from. But the person that they got the song from is still not me.
That's right.
Mm.
Now, is
So
there
they are
some
getting
way?
the credit. No, I talked to Sound Exchange about it, and they said because it's coming out of China, there's nothing they can do right now.
Ah, okay.
But
Because I
if
was about to
they
say
are
there's got to be some
ever
way where
able
you can
to
get
do
paid
something, oh my God, I'm gonna get paid.
for them to use your
'Cause
sound.
just
Right.
off of Little Red Riding Hood alone. And people go on and say, That's not you. That's Barbara Carlyle. They totally ignore it. People go on and say, "Oh, you're so funny. You're so this," and they're, "Oh, thank you, thank you." Why are you thanking? At least acknowledge. But somebody told me I need to go on and do like a side by side,
Mm-hmm.
but
Do a
I don't,
duet.
I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna have to, but I mean, but the damage is done now. I mean, look how
So,
many
Barbara,
people.
let me ask you this. No, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, but let me ask you this. So, aside from yourself,
Mhm.
now how many others are out there? Would you is it a large amount of the industry at this point?
Huge
Yes,
amount of
yes.
women out there.
Whatever they think they can get away with doing, they pick up on it. And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people who are watching this don't know. And it doesn't matter if you go on and say, "Hey, uh, this is whoever, this is who." They don't care. All they want to do is either repeat it or just like it and keep it moving. "Oh, girl, you're so funny. Oh, girl, you're so funny." So every time after they do this kind of stuff, they go back to that person's page to see what the next thing they're gonna do, because they assume this is the comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because
Yeah,
I
well,
same
it's
thing. Because
definitely
what
rough
was
on
it?
TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is
Nard.
definitely rough.
They were using Nard's
Booty
his
do.
sound. Yeah. And especially the one where the joke where he tells about how white people get shot and he come in there and poof, poof, poof. But somebody had a puppet. The puppet was mouthing his jokes, and people were like, "Hey man, who is that?" And I'm in the comment section, Nard Holston, Nard Holston, Nard. I'm like, this is Nard. I'm giving everybody credit.
It
I'm like,
doesn't even matter, because it's like they don't even listen. It's like, because I'll go on and say, "Hey, thank you for keeping me relevant, but at least mention my name." They don't respond to me, but they respond to everybody else that's saying, "Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you're this, you're that." But I guess it's just the nature of the game. But I
Well,
don't
so
think it's fair for somebody to get rich off your work, you know.
I agree with you on that, and something's got to be definitely be done about that. And with all the frivolous lawsuits there are out there,
Mhm.
this would be something that's not frivolous. But unfortunately, even with YouTube, you can literally go ahead and create a short out of anybody's content. As
Mhm.
soon as it's up on YouTube, even if it's your own content, if you want to be put on YouTube, you have to agree to allow some of your content to be used by somebody else to create a short on the same platform. It's horrible. It's awful.
But yet,
And
when you go on there, like I can be on here on there just minding my own business, playing music in the background. They tag you.
Right.
So why don't they do the same thing for other artists? Why does it only apply to music?
right.
That's what the laws are so crazy. But hopefully Sound Exchange, and Jay, have you signed up for Sound Exchange?
no, not yet.
Please do, because they'll go back and find everything you ever done and make sure you get your money for it.
Gotcha.
Mm.
So
You gotta
is any of your stuff on Kevin Hart's channel?
every once in a while they'll play some of my clips and I get a check for that,
Good.
off of uh, Netflix. But
Or
Sound
Laugh Out Loud
Exchange,
Radio? Yeah.
yeah, Sound Exchange goes and gets everything: radio, TV, overseas,
Okay.
anything that, how we used to go do the little comedy shorts. I don't know if you ever got a chance to do it when we were in New York, and they used to have it on Tom Joyner morning show. He do an Apollo Minute. We didn't get paid to tape that, but now we are getting paid for
Okay.
however many times they played that. They go back and find all that money and you get a check for it, so that's
So
why I'm
sound
saying if they ever do.
Figure out a way to get you paid off of TikTok. You're
Oh
gonna
my
get a
God, I
nice
think I
check.
could set my little monkey butt down, like, okay, no more 47, I'm paid, because it is crazy. I mean, just Little Red Riding Hood alone, the number of people. You can just go page by pages, pages of it, and it got to the point where even if I did it on stage, people looking at me like, that ain't her joke. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Because they heard it so much and it's gotten
Right.
watered down, but hey, I don't do it that often anymore because so much be going through your mind when you up there, Jay, how it is. So,
Yeah, trust me. I just did this. I did a show at the Arlington Improv the day before Thanksgiving. I had everything in my mind what I wanted to talk about. I even
Mhm.
had it on my phone, and I still left a chunk of stuff because
yeah, because
once I get going,
yeah,
all my
and the
other material
audience can
pop.
take you in all
Yep.
different kind of ways because you got to deal with so many different sentiments. And that's the beauty of comedy. You got to draw not 2 or 3 people into your world. You got to think about that whole audience. And when
Yep.
you can do that, there's so much power in that. It's the best feeling in the world,
I tell people
So
it's the
what?
best high. Whew.
Yeah.
So what's one of the tricks that you do to prepare to get yourself ready for the stage, Barbara?
Well, I don't have any kind of thing. I don't go back and do hang your ring gauge, none of that kind of stuff. I don't drink, I don't smoke. So basically, I just, the beauty of being a headliner is you get to see how the audience reacts to everybody else. So you know whether or not they're going for certain words. You know whether you have to change things in your lineup. You know what, you know. So, I sit back and I just watch and I study.
Mhm.
I've had people come up to me and it's like, I didn't even know you were a comic. You were just so quiet. What I'm supposed to be doing over here jumping jacks and doing whatever. But
Right.
I really don't have. Basically, I'm in my own head trying to think about and thinking about some stuff that I could do a callback on. That another comic might have said that I could put another spin on. you know, um, but all that kind of stuff like that comes with doing it over and over and over. And it used to be a time when, and Jay could tell you, we were on the road constantly. So everything is like, it was like, it was like, and I was talking on my Instagram today because I've had a lot of people, and Jay, you probably had this too. People come up and say, why you do the same jokes?
Mm.
Why you didn't do this or why you didn't do that? You're not thinking about what you're doing when you're up there. All you're thinking about is making sure I got 45 minutes. I want these people to laugh the entire 45 minutes, or at least 43 of them,
Mhm.
So I'm going to do whatever works. If I've been out here doing this thing for 46 years and I'm doing jokes that you have seen before, there are so many other people. For every one person that has seen your entire show, there are 30 others in the audience that ain't never seen you.
That's right.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
they saw that one joke and they're waiting on that one joke that you did not do. So many people have come back and said, you didn't do my favorite joke. Like, I don't even know you. What is your favorite joke? It's like, I'm like, oh, well, I haven't done that one in a while. I forgot about that one, because, and they're saying, okay, well, you should talk about current events. You should talk about this. Don't tell me what to talk about.
This is my job.
This is my job. I know how to read the audience. If you want to go see somebody do current events, then you go see that kind of person. I'm going to do what I know works because I want to come back. I don't care if you're sitting out there in the audience. I'm not tailoring my show to you. I'm tailoring my show to everybody that's in the audience. He's like, but you've been doing, but you get up there and do it.
Mm.
I'm gonna
Then
say
you come back and tell me what I'm doing wrong, because, and then they still don't get it. So the last question I always ask is, were the people laughing? Yeah, that's all I needed to hear. Yeah,
Mm.
they were laughing. So it didn't matter to them if the joke was old, because it might be new to somebody. It's old to you because stop following me.
Ever had an issue with a stalker or anything like that during your career?
A stalker? I wouldn't say a stalker. I mean, I've had
Groupie.
people that uh I've gotten into some situations where I picked wrong. I
Mm,
fell for the wrong okie doke, you know,
mhm,
where there was some situations that I got myself in that, you know, I was
mm,
blessed enough to get the hell out, you
Mm.
know.
mm.
You have to take you know, one thing I learned, when people put you on a pedestal, keep your ass up there. Because the
Mhm.
moment you start to let them think that they're on your same level, all respects goes out the door. I used to, when people used to come out and say, Miss Carlyle, why are you calling me Miss Carlyle? Call me Barbara.
Mm.
So after a while, they start thinking they on the same level with you.
Yep.
The whole respect thing goes out the window. They think they can say anything. And you have to stop to think. A lot of people want to get close to you because not because they like you. It could be a jealousy thing. It
Mhm.
could be, I'm gonna see how I can trip this heifer up. Or they're just trying to see what dirt they can go back and say.
Right.
Mm,
You
mm,
know, so you have, when people put you on a pedestal, stay there.
mm.
Because if you tell them and you bring them up to your level and tell them, oh, we could be friends, we could be this. I see why
I'm gonna have to
people
write that
have,
down. I'm gonna have to write that
no,
down.
you'll learn quickly. I see why people have bodyguards and whatever. You can't let a lot of people in your world.
To what you were saying about, telling the same jokes. It's funny how Frankie Beverly and Mays
Yeah, and
and
everybody,
Charlie Wilson, they can
I've heard
all
that
do
song
them
before. I want to hear
old
that again.
songs and they be like, ah. But a comedian can't tell their classics because, oh, I heard that before. So what?
yeah.
If it's funny, it's funny.
I was on a show a long time ago. Oh God, it had to be over 20 something years. I was on a
Mm.
show with Millie Jackson,
Oh.
and she came out. You know, everybody knows Millie Jackson's
Mhm.
songs, and she
Mhm.
had just dropped a new album. She was coming out singing her new song. They wasn't trying to hear that.
Mm.
She was like, I'm gonna do those old songs, but I need y'all to go out. And they was like, no, do this. They were like, and loving you is wrong and
They
all that
want to
kind of
hear the
stuff.
old
That's
stuff.
that's the stuff they want to hear. And comedy is the same kind of way. I mean, you're gonna write new material, you know, and they
Of
think
course.
because people like Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle and all these people, every time they get on, they got a new set. They got writers.
Mhm.
You pay for me a
Especially Kevin
writer.
Hart.
I
Yeah.
still have to write for myself. So, and they're, it's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody think they know so much about stand-up comedy and don't know nothing. You know,
Well,
they think it's just so easy. Everybody think they can just walk right into this and automatically. You
let me
sitting at
tell
there.
you, I gotta be honest with you. I tried it, and you could ask Travesty and you could ask Trip. I tried it. I went to an open mic night. I
Uh-huh.
did it, and the best thing I was able to do was drop a lot of f bombs and basically talk about how much I hate certain things. But it
Hmm.
is brutally hard, and I will be the first to admit
So
how
you
hard it
quit
is.
after that night, or you?
Well,
Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie. I went. It was on a whim, and it was on a dare to go and do an open mic stand up at the New York Comedy Club. And
Mhm.
Trip and Trav actually have the link. So if you want, I'll send it to you. But I don't know if I would ever do it
So I'm
again.
asking, you
now,
only
now
did it
keep in mind,
once?
he's not a comedian, though. That's the thing
Yeah, but
about
I'm
it.
saying, I mean, none of us are comedians until
So he
we
has
become
balls to just
comedic.
jump up there. That's what I'm saying. He had balls to not be a comedian and try to stand up there and be one. I gotta give kudos for that.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what you got now. A lot of people are at the family reunion. They at
Yeah.
you know, at playing cards, sitting around with their buddies, and somebody say, "Oh man, you funny." Then
Right.
all of a sudden, it's like a light goes off.
Oh
But
no.
this is
I can do
crazy.
stand-up comedy.
You
Oh
have to
no.
be able, yeah, you got to be able to bring
That's a whole different
everybody into
animal,
your
man.
world. You got to paint a
Yeah.
picture for people, you know. This
I
is a
tell
hard
everyone,
game.
it's a craft that you have to learn and to
Yeah,
study.
and
I've
you
been
can't
doing
do
it.
it.
I've been doing it for over 20 some odd years, and I'm still
Learning.
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 Yeah. Still
One thing I
learning.
want to ask you too, Jamal. I mean, Trip.
Okay, there you go with my
Name.
government name. There you go. Oh God.
You
But
know
you
he
want me
want
to-
it.
doing it.
You owe me $2. You owe me $2.
$2.
But you've been doing it over
$2, that's-
20-something years, and Barbara's been doing it over 47,
46.
46.
46.
Don't make me 1 year older.
I'm sorry about that. But you know how time has changed in all
Mhm.
those years as far as what you can talk about and how sensitive people are nowadays as opposed to what it was before. Do
Oh,
you
that
find
cancer
yourself
culture
feeling like
mess.
you gotta, do you feel like you gotta pull some things
I
back?
don't. I
You
don't
can say still
because
whatever about
the
any type of
but the good thing about people like me and Jay, we are not out there in the limelight.
right.
So it's easy for us to say what we
Oh,
want
I
to
can
say.
say I can say
and
anything I
not-
want to say, and
It's
Now,
like
if
being a
we
honey
were
boy
on
rapper
that
as opposed to
level
being a
where
commercial rapper.
we got sponsorship and
Right.
somebody's paying for us to do this, that, or the other, yes, you got to play by their rules, but I never want to get to that point.
Got you.
I want
then you can't be
everybody to
yourself,
know,
though.
but I don't want to be that kind of famous where I got to worry about whether somebody's gonna come trying to do me harm, or I got to worry about somebody going to kidnap my daughter, or somebody going to do this, that, or the other.
Right.
You know, so it's crazy that we have gotten to the point where we think our opinion matters more than the next person.
Mhm.
And a lot of us just jump on a bandwagon. We don't even know what's going on. It used to be a time, and we as Black people, we have assimilated. We've started thinking just like our white counterparts. If they say something, we grab a hold of it. Oh, wow. You know, it used to be a time when, say, somebody got killed by police. It was a horrible thing to us, and we would all band together and say, oh, we got to do something about this. Let's march. Let's do. Now it's like, well, I need to know what he did.
Right.
I want to know why he was there. Well,
what did he
I
do
don't-
before the video
yeah,
started?
I need to know the whole story. And why do you need to know the whole story? And you know, it's they show you how much power they have when they want to put a cap on whatever you have to say. Even though we're supposed to have freedom of speech, we don't have it. Even though we're supposed to be able to say whatever everybody can have an opinion. So all that, and people don't want to laugh. They can't laugh no more. So comedy we used to be the healing.
Mhm.
We were the Band-Aid that covered a lot of hurt for people. I've had so many people come up to me after the show and said, you know, before I came to the show, I was going to kill myself. I came and I heard you, and now I don't even want to kill myself. That's power.
Yes.
But now when they try to lock you down, because comedy is about making people think the way you think, or think a different way than how they were thinking, looking at another perspective, and joining with your story. If I'm talking about something that happened, all of a sudden something clicks in you that says, dang, I went through the same thing. Dang, I never thought, man, she right. He right. Wow, I remember I did that same thing. And that's what brings people together. Comedy has no color. Comedy
It's
has
therapy.
no age. But now they're making it so that you having an opinion that is counterproductive to somebody else, that you need to be silenced. When we never thought like the mass of people.
So
And
you
we
also
were able to bring people together just in for an hour or whatever. You know?
So now, so aside from everything else, you're also dealing with that now. You're dealing with the cancel culture. You're dealing with, you can't say what you want to say anymore.
Well,
So
I
I'm
still say what I want to say. I mean, I ain't no men in black came and knocked on the room on the door yet. I hope they don't,
I know,
but
right?
Oh yeah,
it,
I talk crap about the governor here. He in a wheelchair. I get up there and tell them we stuck with the dude who can't do the cha-cha slide, and
no,
they laugh.
stupid.
You know, I'm like, I want a governor who could stand up to crime. You know,
But
and
see,
I
you're
don't
nobody, so they're not gonna do anything to
exactly.
you.
I'm like,
Right.
they're gonna laugh and be like, ha ha ha, chuckle chuckle chuckle. But
Mhm.
if I had sponsors and
Some
I
big movie star and all this
I
stuff.
wouldn't
They'll
I
take
wouldn't
all
tell
your
them jokes.
endorsements away.
Exactly.
I got
I wouldn't touch them jokes, but
Right.
I'm a nobody. So I'm somebody, but I'm nobody.
Yeah. So, the sad part about it is, even when you're thinking and you're trying to think like everybody else and try to look at it from both perspectives, people won't allow you to do that because they, first of all, they don't want you to think. Second of all, you're supposed to be subpar.
Mm.
You're not supposed to be intelligent because you're not even considered fully human, and so to actually get up there and be eloquent and to tie things together in a way that makes people say, you know what, that's right. I never saw it from that way.
right.
And that's why they should watch your Netflix special. We
Oh
read
no,
it too on
they
Netflix.
ready. I don't know why you say we.
He keeps
You went
saying
there.
that. It's
Well,
there
because
ready.
I wanna be a part of it. I want to
No.
say we.
Oh,
Well,
man,
Well,
I
you
would
know,
love
they
to
the
see
sad
you
part
on there.
about it is, when we taped it, we were in the midst of COVID. We taped in October 2020. And of course, after it fell in February 2021, we were supposed to go on tour. So we never got a chance to do that
It was
because
going to
we're
be a tour with everyone that was on that particular
yes.
show. Oh man, I would
And-
love
Just like the one for Day Ready One, they
Yeah, 'cause I
got
saw
a
'em
chance
both.
to go on. They got a chance to go on tour,
Oh, my
and
God.
we were supposed
I
to.
would have loved that.
There we go.
I thought, Barbara, when that dropped and the way they set it up to where each one of y'all had your own
Mhm.
special, I was like, this is it. She's
Yeah.
on her way.
Yeah, I mean,
Going.
in the beginning, I was getting movie things and whatever, but politics and whatever,
Man,
and
I was waiting for you to.
we still have a chance to get out here.
I was waiting to see a flyer with your name talking about Barbara Carlyle gonna be at the Arlington Improv or the Addison
Oh, please,
Improv,
I tried to get into all those places.
and I was gonna
If
call
you
you.
wasn't already in there, they're not gonna, they
Ah.
still got excuses, but most of the people that were on with me were already in the mainstream rooms.
so what's the
so-
big
Because
so the big-
Godfrey.
so
I
the-
like
wait, so
Godfrey.
wait, the
Godfrey's
big
funny.
excuse though to this day though, what you're dealing with is the fact that you don't have a huge following on social media, which is ridiculous. That's
Mhm.
and it's ridiculous because you can go out and if you look at some of those those so-called influencers, the ones that have 50 to 100,000 followers, if you look at it carefully, you see that they put a post up and they get like 10 or 15 likes. It's all bought. But
Yeah.
what's really sad though is that whomever is doing the promoting, like you were saying, they'll look at your profile, oh, you don't have anybody. So
Yeah.
that's the big disconnect with social media. It's not at all cracked up to be. That's the problem. Everybody thinks,
And
oh,
two, I
yeah.
always say I ain't trying to get more followers than Jesus, because when I get up there in heaven, I don't want God to say, why you thought you were better than me? Lord. That's why I told him I'm content with my little 100 people that follow me.
Right.
No. So it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's just another way to keep certain people down,
Well,
Nobody
I
wants you
appreciate
to,
you.
everybody wants you. I appreciate myself and I appreciate the fans because people don't understand what they do for us. And Jay, you can attest to this, when it is that's the power thing with you just controlling a crowd of people with just your voice
Mhm.
for 30 to 45 minutes and having them go on a journey where they are laughing and forgetting about what is going on. Of course, there are some nights when you might have somebody in there that's really going through some stuff, or somebody that just, but you have to be able to read an audience. And that's one thing that the internet people cannot do. All they're used to doing is 5 minutes or 30-second clip. How can you say, I can put this person up, and it's happening, it is happening,
Oh yeah.
and charge $45 and people will sell it out? But you got a show with seasoned comics on, and you can't get 10 people to buy a ticket, and the ticket could be $20.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I mean, we have lost. There's still a audience for people. Real comedy aficionados are still out there that want to see real comedy. The Def Jam comics, the Comic View comics, the Apollo people back in the day, and not this stuff that's going on now. Because sooner or later they're gonna have to come up with a set some kind of way.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I hate, Barbara? I hate this chitlin circuit mentality.
But that's only because we have to have somewhere to work.
True.
And when you speak of chitlin circuit, it's the little one night of clubs that bring you in, throw you a couple of dollars, show don't start on time, they wait on the people to get there, and it is so draining. A show, I hate to go in there, show's supposed to start at 8 o'clock, I'm the headliner, I don't get on stage till 11.
Oh man.
And you expect me to do 30 and 40, not, yes.
Right?
The
That's how you
people
must
are
feel.
drunk, half of them done left and went home. You're not really monitoring the show and keeping people on their time.
Right.
It never happens in mainstream rooms, only in the Black rooms. They wait on the crowd. Oh, well, we ain't got enough people.
That ain't my fault.
You have to teach people to be on, they know they got to be in that comedy club at a certain time. They don't care if you is not there or not there. If a show says it started at 8 o'clock, no later than 8:15, that show gonna start. They don't care if they ain't got but 2 people sitting in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna go ahead because they got another show coming up.
They got employees that got to get off and go home.
Yeah, and 2, by the time the headliner get up there, people are tired. Hell, you tired.
Right.
Because you're waiting and waiting and waiting, and they still expect you to do 30 to 45 minutes. So that chitlin circuit, even though it's wonderful, if you can get in and get out, but I want to go to somewhere because it's hard to do comedy at a place where they're going to dance later.
And they got TVs on.
Yeah.
And the bar is inside the room.
And hookah and this and that and whatever. But a lot of people are coming on there, don't even know a show is going on. A lot of them just coming in and just standing there and it's too much. But that's where we got to work because they're not letting us into the comedy rooms. It doesn't matter that I just did Netflix. I cannot get in these rooms. They're saying the same thing. Wait a minute. How can you take people from Def Jam and Comic View and make them A-listers? And I just did a major platform like Netflix, and yet I can't even get in the club.
I can't. I haven't done anything, and I'm still, struggling. I get a gig when I can. When I get off the phone, I'm gonna get to begging. I'm gonna get to begging my boy because I just looked at the website and I see he got Sunday night, the weekend of my birthday. When I get back from Shreveport, I'm going right up to the comedy club. Hey man, can I get down?
I mean, that's what we have to do, but it shouldn't be that way. There are certain people and certain things. I mean, just give me an opportunity.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. If you don't like what I do, then don't bring me back. But don't try to say the reason you're not bringing me is because I ain't got a lot of people on my social media.
Yeah,
That's
So
crazy.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. How many comedy clubs are there in? Are you just trying to break into Atlanta, or are you trying to go all over?
No, I
All
mean,
over.
you know, like you have the improvs. Improv's got improv. I have rooms all over.
Mhm.
Funny Bone have rooms all over. Zanies 2 or 3 rooms, and then if you get in one and they like you, then they're gonna put you in the other ones. But some of them will not give you that chance. They'll bring you on an off night. You show them what you're
Urban
gonna
on an
do.
urban
Urban night.
night.
On those nights where they will make a lot of money, but they
Right.
will still make an excuse about bringing you for the weekend. Well, I don't think you're ready. What you mean you don't think I'm ready? You didn't you see these people go crazy? You didn't just see the standing O I got?
You didn't see her on Day Ready? She
They didn't see.
ready.
I mean, it's very discouraging, but
Get it
I
right.
mean, you know, hey, I'm blessed, so I'm not worried.
So
Right.
and in the middle of all of this, you have to figure out what to write next. You have to figure out what if you're going to be writing new material.
Well, I mean, it's always gonna be new to somebody.
Right.
Mhm.
Because even with we got to do like 20 minutes. You got 19 minutes. Generally, we go headliners do 45 to an hour.
Mm.
So there's still a lot of material that I didn't do. There's material that I used to do a long time ago that people may have heard. There are places out here I've never been. I've never been to Utah. I've never been to Wyoming. I've never been to a lot of states out here. So to be able to go to all these clubs with different people, and when you go to those clubs, the mainstream rooms, the white people give you more love than some of the black people because all they want is funny. Black people sit back with the attitude. They assessing you from head to toe,
Sizing you up.
sizing you up before you even say a word.
Mm.
And some of them still gonna be looking hard.
Hey, what's that
But they can
run we
tell you
used to
every
do?
joke. The
Was it creative?
creative tour.
Oh,
Yeah,
when
you
I
were
tell
out for
y'all,
3 weeks.
when I tell you that was whoo.
But they
Tell
got
'em.
over. I mean, they got over too.
Oh
But
yeah,
every
of
show was
course.
like 2 hours down the road, you know.
Yep. And we started in Atlanta at the worst place to
You
ever
talking
do
about
comedy.
559?
Woo!
Yeah, 559 was you just had to know how to handle them.
Man, I go in there and I'd be like,
They be scared.
That
I
was
said,
Old
I'm,
National. Old
I don't know
National.
where the hell it was.
No, it was not in out there. It was somewhere in Decatur. That was
Okay, because I
Bruce's
heard of
room.
that place. I think I was
Yeah,
just moving here at the
559. It
time.
was
Bruh,
something.
the story goes like this. The club was named 558. Somebody every time somebody got shot, a number went up there. Bang! 559.
You stupid, but it's crazy.
But
Yeah,
when
I
I
heard
tell
of that
you,
But
place. I had
it
never
made
been
you
there.
a better comic
Mm.
because you knew.
up
I
there,
don't
I'll
know
be
what
like, I'm about
happened.
to get paid. I'm about to get paid in less than 30 seconds. I go up there, just boo, good night. Go right in the office, pay me. And then
It's
So was
Barbara
that
go up
crazy.
there and they would
that
love
was
her.
the hardest? That was the
Huh?
hardest crowd. That was the hardest crowd both of you ever had to deal with. Was the 559?
No, there were quite a few.
There was others.
There were others, but
Barbara,
basically,
what was the
Hmm?
toughest crowd? What was the toughest crowd you ever had to face?
I've never really had a tough crowd. I've because I know how to overcome and adapt.
Mhm.
You know, I was very learned. I knew about a lot of topics. And like I say, if you're a headliner, you get to see what the other people are talking about and what the people are laughing. So then I would, you know, fashion my show according to what had been said and what had been done. And, you know, I could not only just tell jokes. If I had to, I can fall back on trying to sing. Not that I could cut a record,
Mhm.
but I could sing enough to get through a parody of a song, you know.
Okay.
So I always had something to fall back on. And
You'll
by the
never
time we were,
find.
you so stupid. And you know, and the sad part, I mean, I used to do okay. But you remember commercials ain't what they used to be? That was my
Mhm.
that was my first full set. But uh it's a lot that, when and you know, I started off in Georgia. I moved to New York and I was in New York for 10 years. And so having to learn about the different culture of me being country as hell, going up to New York, the people with the language, learning about Jamaicans and all this other kind of
And
stuff.
Puerto
So
Ricans.
yeah, that's a whole nother 30, 45 minutes. So it made you, then me joining the Marine Corps at 30. So made me a more well-rounded person. So I had a plethora of topics to talk about. So it became quite easy, to just
And
mesh all
she's
that
the
stuff.
nicest person. You know how many comics she put on? She was
No,
the first. Oh, I'm about to give you your flowers. Hold on
Spill
now.
it, spill it.
She was the first comic headliner, nationally touring headliner, that put your boy on the road.
Oh,
well, no,
Everybody.
a lot of comics come up to me and say that. I said, it's not that I put you on. I saw that you were ready and nobody else was giving you an opportunity. It wasn't
but
going to
you
hurt
did.
me not to give you an opportunity. And I always say, what I tell you, Jay, get up there and have fun. Don't even worry about it. Either they're going to like you or you're not. And we'll
Right.
go back and talk about why they didn't like it. But when
Mhm.
I talked to him like that, he got up and did what he was supposed to do.
Every
And
time.
and the sad part about it is a lot of comics will not put other comics on. Maybe
Because
because
they're afraid.
they're afraid,
Right.
and they might be taking their material because they figure, they ain't gonna never go nowhere. And if I do it and they hear it from me, they're not gonna think I stole it from a new person, whatever. So
Well, it's
I mean,
good that Tiffany Haddish did that,
yeah, I met
putting
Tiffany
people
back
out
in
there.
2007 in Korea,
Okay.
and we used to go to each other's room after the shows, and we were doing shows for the military, and we talk about her set, how she could improve it, but don't do this, do this. You got to stop just the dancing, because Tiffany would dance through her whole set.
A whole set.
But and by the time because we were there for like 3 weeks, by the time we got to closer to the end of it, we made a vow that if one of us made it, we reach back and get the other. I had already been out there, over 30 something years, and I was like, the likelihood of me making anything,
Right.
it was just lip service for me.
Mm.
And when she did what she said. Now, the first time it happened, when she did Day Ready 1, and I didn't get the call, I was like, wait a minute, she lied to me. She got it. And I
Right.
was like, yeah. But then I found out later on, they picked the people,
Oh,
and she had to prove herself. So the next season is when she got to bring the people she wanted to bring.
want it. That's good, man. I'm glad
And I
you
was
did that.
glad that it was, because, I didn't see it coming. I really didn't. Such a major platform as that. And man, they treated us wonderful. And that we were in the heart of COVID. And I was like, they would run around talking about people didn't have PPP and all that other stuff, all the stuff they needed for COVID. They had it right there at our thing. That's why they didn't have it. We had all of it. But it was wonderful.
Wow.
It was something.
Just keep doing it.
Yes.
People will enjoy you and people love you. Just
Yeah,
keep
I hope
working.
so.
Well, I like Barbara Carlyle.
You don't
I
even know
love
Barbara
Barbara
Carlyle. You
Carlyle.
like hockey. I could see you like hockey.
I like my Islanders. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
But, I mean,
Lord.
we're close to our ending time, and I wish we didn't have to, because
Oh man. Well, I'll come back to see y'all, and we got to do
I
something.
wish you
We
would.
can't
I
be
really wish you
serious.
would.
We can't be serious the next time I come back. We got to talk
Laugh it
about
up.
some things and laugh.
We ain't even get
Well, it's that magic time, and Barbara Carlyle, we want to thank you for
I want to
gracing
thank
us
y'all
with
for
your
bringing me
presence.
on here.
The great Barbara Carlyle.
The
Great Barbara Carlyle.
great. Oh no, great
Absolutely.
means it sounds like you trying to make me big. The great Barbara Carlyle. You put
Already-
too many
All right.
vowels in that word. Just say great. Don't say
Wait,
great.
Great.
Wait,
Carlyle.
should we say the already great Barbara Carlyle?
Yeah, give me
There you
all
go.
he give me all the letters like all the jerseys back there. Wow. Wow.
Well, Barbara, we come to the point where this is the sign off. So if you want to go ahead and shout out to whomever you want to shout out to, and also whatever, however people can get in contact with you or follow you, either or, it's the floor
All
is
right.
yours.
All I gotta do is just move my head. Look at that. I said Barbara Carlyle. Barbara
Barbara
Carlyle
Eyes
official. That's
Funny.
Instagram. No, Instagram is Barbara Eyes Funny.
I'm gonna follow you right now.
YouTube is Barbara Carlyle official, and Barbara Carlyle .7 is Facebook.
Hey,
Thank you so
And
All
much.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jay, over to you.
All right. Well, you know, comedian Trip J. Y'all can follow me at Trip J Comedy on everything. See how simple that was, Barbara? Trip J Comedy on everything.
He's on
Instagram,
Pornhub.
Christian Mingle. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't
That's
come
an
by
oxymoron. You can't be a Christian and mingle.
But yeah, follow your boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to get my followers up. You just heard us talking
Plenty
about
of fish.
that. Hey, that used to be my spot, yo.
No, I thought it was for lesbians. I didn't know. I can't
Yeah,
go on
everybody
that
be
one.
good out here. This flu is out here, so just
It
keep your
is
mask on.
everything. Monkeypox, everything.
All
We
right.
gotta keep
Over to you,
running.
Travis. T.
Well, I'm last. You gotta get Pete out the way.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
That
Freddie
don't
Ricks
forget-
2.0.
Hey, listen, I prefer that than being compared to Louis C.K. because somebody said that to me once. I almost knocked him out. when I
Louis
heard that.
C. Yeah, you.
I don't see that.
No.
Thank you. I
This is the
appreciate that.
longest sign off ever. Go ahead,
No.
Pete.
Well, I'll keep it short, keep it sweet. I want to thank Barbara Carlyle for coming on the show. Barbara, again, thank you so much.
Thank y'all for
And
having me. Three
can-
good-looking gentlemen. I ain't never.
Oh man,
You know.
I'm so flattered.
You're flattered. Actually, I saw the jerseys, so I'm just kidding.
I'm
just
starting to blush. I'm starting
Don't
to blush.
blush.
really.
Don't blush. It shows. It's not fair to Jay because he can't blush.
I can't. I'm too
I'm
dark.
sorry. No, Jay looks darker than you, so you just
not.
shining. You just
I'm paper bag brown number 7. Come on.
yeah,
now.
number 7 in the crayon
I'm good.
box.
You can just to let everybody know, you can follow me anywhere, PDG Raw, and Travesty, over to you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm on
PDG
Facebook.
bar? What did you say?
He said
Raw,
PDG
RAW.
raw.
RAW. Oh, raw.
Yeah.
Okay, you sound like a
Bob,
wrestler.
I'll be looking out for you. I'll be looking out for you.
You be looking out for me, okay? Because
I'm
I'm
gonna be
raw too.
following
You
you.
know.
I know, and I'm gonna be
I'll
following
be
you
at-
everywhere. I'm gonna follow you everywhere.
Instagram,
Be like a shadow.
Travesty Your Majesty.
Travesty, Your Majesty. Okay.
Travesty Your Majesty on Instagram. That's what's up.
What's your
Follow me
real
there.
job?
Collecting jerseys.
Collecting jerseys. I go to the swap meet.
But y'all know how we end this though, right?
Yep.
We out.